Hi, welcome to Texas Lone Wolf Miguel, your source for Red Pill Truth. So, um, today, there is a story I'm doing right now that, you know, single girls go out and look for a decent guy to date. Okay, they look for somebody to date, all right? They go out, and the number one mistake that women make is they try to change their boyfriend. They try to change their man into someone that they want to be, and then they turn around, they dump them. This guy right here is broke, but some girls will choose him. They'll go out and try to have a kid by him, thinking he's a good guy. They're going to try to change him. She turns around. She turns around, and guess what happened? All right. Now, she turns around, try to change him. She gets pregnant, has this kid. She makes a poor decision on mate selection. I'll show you what I mean by this, all right? Uh, you know, I know an instance where I'm going to show you another photo. This particular woman right here had a train or a gangbang ran on her by guys that don't have a job. They're low quality guys. They're low quality. She goes, I can't find him. Who? How? I'm trying to figure out who the father is because it was a gangbang. She had a train ran on her. These guys don't have jobs. All they were doing just scrubs, dregs. See what I'm saying? They're scrubs. They're low quality men. You let them inside. You're supposed to be a gatekeeper of sex, right? Then you have babies by these random guys. Then turn around, you go on a dating app and try to go find Mr. Right. See? Here's the thing. You try to pre-qualify the squares or the corny guys, the nice guys who wanted you to begin with to make you his housewife. He wanted you to be his housewife, and he wanted to be the only father, the only provider, and the only one to help you get on your 2 feet, and you and him can grow together as a couple. But no, you take feminism, you take that narrative of feminism, and you make poor choices. You make very bad choices when picking a mate. Then you wonder why the 9 to 5 guys that are actually doing real good, now you want them. For what? A meal ticket? Now, I'm going to go ahead and take you to another website called Quora, or actually Psychology Today. 3 reasons why women may choose the wrong mate. Let me tell you something. You ever heard of the Garden of Eden story in the Bible where the woman takes the forbidden fruit from the tree of knowledge of good and evil? Okay. And they're frustrated by searching a long-term relationship partner. Did you know? May be useful for women to recognize that they are at least attracted to men who are unlikely to remain long-lasting partnerships. Physical attraction. You go for the cute guys, the cute ones. It's often said the cute guys have felonies. Okay? Then you want to use your prime looks to go out and commit crimes and use whatever weapon you can against a man. Look at this. Although we may unlikely to admit that physical attractiveness is important to us, heterosexual women are undoubtedly attracted to good-looking men. All right? And some of our attraction to physical appealing men may be unconscious and based on the evolutionary history. Attractive men may possess higher quality genes, but bad boys or scrubs or criminals, multiple felonies, they got the looks. Okay? But the squares, the 9-to-5 guys that work their backsides off and try to make money to provide you a good lifestyle, you put them in the friend zone. We may be attracted to other positive qualities, such as seem to go hand in hand with physical attractiveness, such as better personalities, more fulfilling life experience. All right. However, if you're looking for a long-term stable partnership, it may be better for women not to pursue attractive men. Highly attractive masculine men are more likely to be unfaithful to their partners. Are you reading this, women? Look at this. I'm gonna put this link into the description to this website. Okay? Further, highly attractive men are more likely to divorce their spouses. Perhaps they're less able to resist mating opportunities with potential new partners. Wow. So you overlook that 9-to-5 guy that goes to work and works his backside off and builds up his crib, builds up his money. But he's corny. This guy that's an electrician, HVAC technician, he's making all the money. But he's corny. He's too nice. But you want to go after these cute guys that are cute and they have felonies, they have records, they have run-ins with the law. They've been out of the penitentiary for a crime that's worse. You gotta run after these criminals. The obsession with bad boys. And you know what? That obsession with bad boys and you know what kind of men are gonna attract? Bad boys. What's gonna happen when that clock strikes midnight and you hit 30? The bad boys that you used to have around, they're going to be looking for some younger crop of women, and you're going to be left alone. Did you know that? And I'm also going to go point out this. Women are often attracted with men with sexy voices. Women to prefer deeper, more masculine voices than men, a trait associated with a higher level of testosterone. Vocal attractiveness and physical attractiveness often correspond. Men whose voice are judged as more appealing and tend to be rated as having more attractive faces. Excuse me. Similarly, men with attractive voices or more symmetrical body symmetry linked to genetic quality, self-attractiveness. Individuals have more attractive voice or expect to have more pleasing personalities. Although heterosexual women might prefer male partners with sexy voice, men with attractive voice tend to have more sex partners and they're more likely to be unfaithful. Now, women, listen. Listen to this. So, if you're going to... Okay, it says unfaithful during their long-term partnership. Not only the vocal attractiveness associated with the likelihood of having one affair is associated with the increased risk of having numerous affairs, as well as increased risk of having sex with a partner who's already in another relationship. Ouch. A phenomenon that's a mate poaching. Women are just as guilty as men doing this mate poaching. Trying to have your cake and eat it. What if that cake is too sweet that causes you to get sick and where you vomit? And I'm not going to pick a certain demographic of women to pick on, but just about all of them, every last one of them, are out there looking for. They realize they screwed up, and some of them have more kids, and they want the nice guy, the square, to be a cleanup guy, to come in and swoop them up because they claim that themselves and the kids is a complete package. I'm sorry to tell you, single mom, that man that you're looking at has options. Whether you know this or you don't know this. Feel free to put your value on yourself and go on a date. Then you talk noise. You tell the potential date that if he's going to mess with you, it's going to be money before anything else. And I'm going to tell you something. Women make mistakes and they want men to save them. And we have a problem here. Majority of the men have waken up and smelt the coffee. Okay? Men have waken up and smelt the coffee. Now, with this family court, nightmares to talk about marriage and divorce nightmares, family court abuse, the system, that is rigged against men to lose, and it rewards women almost in 90% of the divorce cases. Women wonder why men are not even pursuing them. Is it worth the risk? The women's emotions change just like the wind outside, the weather. It changes like the weather. Of course, women are going to go out and tell men they change like the wind. In reality, what they're doing is they're pointing the finger right back at themselves. Now, let's continue on with the story here. Although sexy voices sound appealing, it's like the high, attractive men discussed above. Men with very sexy voices make better short-term than long-term partners. All they're going to do is hit you and quit you and then have a burner phone and let that thing go out, that contract go out. They're going to try to call him and they're going to call another guy. Another guy's going to block you. You see? Now you see where I'm coming at with this? Now, men with girlfriends, and oftentimes, and I'm going to point this out. All right? Men with girlfriends. And I'm going to read this to you. This you don't want to miss. Interesting heterosexual women are often attracted to men who are already in relationships. This is called mate choice copying. It also occurs when the other animals, including fiction birds, well, they say that we're animal in the animal kingdom too. But we also have a soul we also have common sense. We have a brain to use, and we have a brain to make decisions. So I guess we could say that the humans are the animals in the animal kingdom that adopts other human offsprings. Now, if we had instincts like lions and tigers, okay, in order for that other species to have that one species, the offspring must be eliminated, so to speak. So this animal kingdom mating strategy is very complex. So I'm not going to talk too much on it. I'm not going to harp too much on this. Okay. And here you go. In humans, the interest of other women signals that men has a desirable qualities in the sense he is pre-screened. Okay. This long-term relationship, long-term marriage requires that two people stay together so they become one. Okay? That means if a man and woman wants to tie the knot, there has to be two funerals. Okay? The man's will gonna have to go, and the woman's will gonna have to go, and they both gonna have to cleave to each other, as the Holy Book said. They're gonna have to cleave together and become one. That means two funerals gonna have to take place between a man and a woman. They're both individual will has to be laid to rest. So a new will comes up where they both be submitting to each other as it is supposed to be ordained. Now, with the rise of feminism, the rise of protest movements to protest against one gender against the other, which is called the gender war. I mean, this actually destroyed the tribal unit that we had in place. And the offsprings were better off. And it helped sustain society for many years to come. So we had the sexual revolution in the 1960s that gave birth to right now to the generation that is not even attending churches, or they attend churches, all right. Preference for mated men is stronger when men have girlfriends than spouses. However, for a long-term relationship, it may not be the best idea to pursue men who already have partners. This is playing with fire right here, okay? If these men are willing to leave their partners for you, they may react in the same fashion when a potential new partner comes along. So you think they're going to leave their partner for you and stay with you, they're going to leave you for another partner, which is a domino effect, okay? And there was a story done. There was a story done about the other woman, okay? And I'm going to find it, and I'm going to share it with you. And I'm gonna share her story with you to help you, the woman, make better choices. Listen, when God sends you a man, don't try to change him. Accept him for what he is. God will do the changing. It ain't your job to change the man. According to the feminist strategy, you're trying to change the man, then he does change. He becomes a man you hate. He becomes emasculated. Just leave him alone. Let him be himself. All right? One way to avoid mate choice copying and maybe to have more bedroom fun experience of your own, that's discouraged. The pair bonding is going to go south if you do this. It suggests women with more bedroom fun experience don't feel the need to copy others' mate choices. No, pair bonding is going to be gone. Okay? The more confidence in one's own mate choices may reduce the impulse to copy others' choices. I don't personally know about this. Dating the right men. So I'm gonna tell you that the guy that works 9 to 5, the guy that's a HVAC tech, electrician, a plumber that's single, he's going to every work every day making sacrifices. Okay, he is going to be the one that's going to be bringing in the bread for the home to be made able to sustain. So if you're looking for a short-term relationship, then a physical, attractive man with a sexy voice may be the perfect partner for you. But don't be bad. Don't be hurt if he leaves you for someone else. However, you're looking for a long-term relationship. It may be useful to look for men with other desirable characteristic. Mutual respect appears to be crucial for a successful long-term partnership. In fact, respect is more strongly related to long-term partnership satisfaction than feelings of love for a partner. I do agree with that. Honestly, it's associated with better long-term relationship outcome, greater well-being in terms of physical attractiveness. Okay, listen. If you want a man to be with you long term and not stray, give him his needs and drop the feminist rhetoric. They sold you on a lie. Okay, so yes, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna go ahead. All right. In terms of physical attractiveness, couples who resemble one another in a physical attractiveness seem to have longer, stable relationship partnerships. Then they'll fight. They'll get back together. Furthermore, we know it's like respect each other more, the less important physical attractiveness becomes at the beginning of maintaining a long-term relationship. And anyways, now let's dive into some red pill stories, shall we? Off of Quora, which is owned by Facebook. All right. Or actually, I'm gonna go ahead and Noreen McDaniel put this out and in 2017. Okay. 7 types of men to avoid. Well, she's going to be right about this. At first glance, seems like Mr. Right, absolutely right. He sweeps you off your cynical feet with night-tinted roses, gestures. Bedroom fun is incredible. Oh man, ain't he wonderful? Ain't he attractive? Ain't he cute? You clean up after him. You cook for him. You only try to please him. You try to make him your priority. Okay? Seriously. And some Mr. Master Anglers. Once you hook, you invest your love, soul, money, possibly valuable childbearing years. Before realizing too late, they don't do happily ever after. At the end, they break your heart, shatter your ego, frustrate the heck out of you. Girls, these are the boys that you are attracted to. And guess what? These squares or 9 to 5 or corny guys that have trade and careers and that are working and bringing money home every day, cooking for themselves, cleaning for themselves. You don't want them, but you want these bad boys. So these bad boys are maybe hard to spot, but they send out subtle clues that their relationship kryptonite. This right here is a very must. This one right here is a very must to avoid. If you're between the age of 18 through 24, These are the cute guys, man. The cute guy, man, he's cute. Okay? Dating mistake number one, Mr. Perennial Bachelor. Who is he? This guy is well mannered, smart, attractive, witty, successful, and his kisses melt you like ice cream in July. You can't believe it. Some woman has walked him down the aisle long ago. If you approach him with caution, his charm persistent will win you over. And then just you start to consider whether to take his name or hyphenate. He appeals out of a relationship faster than a NASCAR driver, leaving skid marks in your heart. These are bad boys right here. This is one of them. Now he just lure you in, ask about perpetual bachelorhood, and he'll tell you he hasn't found Mrs. Right yet. Unspoken suggestion you could be her. This is a guy that will play with your heart. This is a guy that will play with your emotion. This is a guy that will make a mess and expect you to be his mama and clean up after him. You see where I'm going at with this? But dating perennial bachelor is a fool's journey because there is no right woman and there never will be. Oh yeah, while he's with you, he's got another side chick on the side that he's servicing. So my question to you, woman, is would you share your man with another woman? Oh, one other thing I need to point out. What if he's bad mouthing you to another woman? Are you going to take that disrespect? Are you going to take that? Hmm? Are you willing to take that disrespect? So I'm going to go ahead and read you this. Women always think I'll be the one. Are you really the one? Los Angeles-based psychotherapist Stacy Kaiser said. She said this, but if no one has been right, you won't be either. He's got a side chick, and you don't know her. And he ain't gonna tell you about her either. Spot him before you're hooked. He doesn't introduce you to his friends or family, which means he knows how hurry to. Which means he is in no hurry to fully integrate you into his life. The biggest giveaway is that his last significant relationship was back in college. Every relationship lasts a few months at most. Around the time you're expecting your relationship to shift serious, he puts it in reverse and he backs out of it. And every man you run into like this is going to traumatize you to the point where you're going to need individual counseling to get your, and you're going to have to go through counseling to get yourself straightened out. If a man hasn't even gotten married by the time he's 50, he's probably not going to, says relationship coach Joyce, aka Dr. Joyce. Oh, yes, here you go. Dating mistake number two, Mr. Merry-Go-Around. Who is he? Unlike perennial bachelor, this guy's all about getting married. Unfortunately, he treats marriage like a luxury car lease. You can be assured in a few years he'll be ready to trade you in for a newer model. Oh, wow. So this guy is the one, and you have, okay, let me go ahead and read on. The relationship is over when the romance is gone. Mark Roger, PhD, a San Antonio, Texas relationship coach who works with Dr. Phil. Mr. Merry-Go-Round has it figured out. All the passion cools naturally, and when he does, he'll blame you. He'll manipulate you by blaming you. He'll say, you weren't the right one because I found the right one. I'll stay infatuated if you're real forever, Roger says. Okay? This guy here is not a ride or die or he's not a ride or die person. When you start aging and your looks go and your appearance changes, he's dumping you and going to another person that's younger. And men do this. The bad boys do this. The bad men do this. The good men keep their women. Did you know that? And often the one that you put in the friend zone, you put that one in the friend zone, they make damn good lovers. But you never give them a chance. But you give this guy here a chance. But he breaks your heart. All right? How he'll lure you in. He's a virtuoso romancer, so dating him is like being on a permanent honeymoon. No, the honeymoon phase never lasts. Did you know that? Did you know that? But plus, the fact that he's been married before suggests he's not afraid of commitment. He won't commit to you, but he'll knock you up and run off and tell you you're on your own and leave you there to pick up the pieces. You've been dating men who can't even whisper the N word for someone who's practically sprint down the aisle, introduce you as a future Miss So and so is actually seductive. Spot him before you hook. Find out exactly how many times he's been married. If he soon outpaced Liz Taylor, the briders are getting younger, and that just should stop you, at least make you pause. Okay, here's another thing. If he's been married 2 or 3 times, 4 times, there's a good chance he'll be married 2 or 3 or 4 times. Kaiser said. He said that. Alrighty. Another indicator is that he slows things down. He gets impatient because you're getting in the way of his next acquisition. You. This is someone who's getting what he wants, Kaiser said. You become the thing he wants. If you decide to take the plunge, make sure you get a fair prenup. And most times the prenups are tossed out of court. Depends on where you live. The prenups usually aren't enforced. Okay. Dating mistake number 3, no money bags. He has a champagne taste on a beer budget, walks out in a closet full of his financial skeletons. Ouch. Ouch. But that doesn't bother him because he has a preternatural ability to get into a woman's wallet as well as in their beds. Are you sure you want to take care of another guy, another man-child? Or do you want a man? Which one do you want? A man who actually goes out and busts his butt and makes his pennies and quarters and dollars count is the guy you want to be with. But remember, he cannot do it all by himself. He's going to need a helper to go out there and to help make sacrifice. Because 2 incomes double when you and him are together. No money bag right here will drain you dry. But that doesn't bother him because he's also got to get in their beds. He's counting on you to keep him in style, which he hopes to become accustomed. In other words, he's hoping to wear you out physically, mentally, emotionally, psychologically, and financially. Oh, yes. Look at this. I need to read this. He's looking for a financially well off woman so he can mooch off of her, it says. Relationship with Celeste Simmons, co author. You know, she's a princess when. You get it. You get the picture. Okay, how he lure you in. He'll play on your natural affinity of nurturing and caretaking. He wants you to take care of him like a child, but he's a full grown adult. Isn't that ringing any bells to you? Picture this. It's like stumbling into a beautiful crumbling Victorian house. He passed the saggy floors, peeling paint, and envision how magnificent it could be. Oh, um, you figure a little investment will pay off big for both of you. Besides, what little money when he is the man of your dreams? This man will break you financially. Spot him before you hook. Whenever it's time to pay his wallet, it's conveniently AWOL. It's in his other pants, or he left it at home, or he's short on cash until he gets paid. Initially, it might be seem reasonable to float him a little extra. But women will have children with this guy right here, and then want the nice guy to pick up the pieces or deal with another man's seed. Do you see where I'm coming at with this? Now, to the women out there that already been married for a long time, I am happy for you. But I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about other women that make the other women that are younger than you that make these stupid choices. But eventually his handout request gets larger and larger until one day you may find yourself buying him a car. Or worse, co-signing on a loan or making that down payment on a house. He'll try to convince you that's for us. But as Simmons points out, you'll be the one on the financial hook. And your credit will take a hit. As I just told you, you'll take a hit on your credit. When things go south, not only he'll break your heart, he'll put you in deep debt and tank your credit rating. Ouch. Mr. Mama's boy. Was he sweet, affectionate, understanding? Unfortunately, he's still hung up on another woman, his mother. That's not exactly a threesome you might have in mind. Mom still influences his professional decisions, his investment portfolio, where he lives, who he votes for, project into the future, and you can count on her influencing everything. From where you buy a home, how you raise your children. Ouch. That's why most girls don't even date mama's boys. They don't. And that's a very smart move. If you push them to choose sides, guess who loses? Yep, that would be you, the girlfriend. And oftentimes, Mr. Mama's boy is a emasculated man who will do anything what Mama says. Right? You know who you in. Any man who loves his mom knows how to treat a woman, right? If you know you've been involved with guys who've been great romancing you, but haven't had an emotional connection, then you met someone who cares about how women feel. That could be really attractive, Roger says. Spot him before you're hooked. He compares you to his mother and comes up short every time. A real test may come around Valentine's Day. If you're alone with a box of chocolate because he's taking mom out for a candlelit dinner, cut him loose. Excuse me. At an intimate level of his heart, he still loves his mom much, much more. As much more than you, Roger says. Alrighty, the Peter Pan syndrome. Okay, dating mistake number 5. Peter Pan syndrome. We see, even though he's in his 30s and 40s at heart, Peter Pan syndrome is still a frat boy. He's a life non-stop moving kegger. He's the affable host. He's on a first name basis with his bartenders in town. And he thinks 401k refers to computer stuff and steady away for trip for Las Vegas. But if you run into hard times, let's say you're in a serious accident or you lose your job, he'll be way, way out of depth. Difficult situations aren't in his repertoire when things go against stuff. You'll be going at it alone. This is mostly like a gamma guy right here. This. Okay? How he lure you in. His spontaneity and a sense of intervention will bring out the kids in you. He's one to persuade you to go parasailing in Cancun or ditch work for an afternoon at the ballpark. This guy right here is not serious about the future. He's serious about today and spending money for today. And when, guess what? When there ain't no food in the house, there ain't nothing to do. It's just you and him alone. Nothing. Get away from him. And yes, spot him before you get hooked. He's managed to dodge major responsibility. By now, his buddies are entrenched with mortgage, marriage, even babies. But he's still footloose. And when it comes to dating, keep things light. Because this guy, Mantra, Peter Pan, eventually do grow up into perennial bachelors. See above, one I read you, okay? Dating mistake number 6, Mr. Egomaniac. Who is he? He's brilliant, accomplished, has an unflagging belief in his own infallibility. No, it's just a man who says he cannot fail. That's a lie that he can believe. Did you know that? You'll never see him waffling or agonizing about a decision, Roger says. He's extremely decisive because the world revolves around him. But on rare occasions he's not 100% right. He won't take it well if you point it out. He wanted an accomplished woman, not one as successful that you eclipse his glory. And may even undercut your success, embarrass you at an office party, or run you down in front of colleagues in the guise of being funny. When you complain, he'll accuse you of being too sensitive. This sounds like a gamma guy right here. That's why he has no friends. He'll lure you in. His confidence is irresistible. He's got that Clint Eastwood, John Wayne macho inner strength that's really appealing, but he does not have your interest at heart. Take note of this, women. Spot him before you hook. He never gets tired of talking about himself or things he's interested. There's no give and take. Just his lecturing. Mm. He doesn't care about what you have to say, Roger says. He may listen only good enough to prepare for his next pervasive statement. And here's another giveaway. He surrounds himself with a psychopath, has few real friends. So you could judge a man by the circle of friends he has. You see where I'm coming at with this? And if you're not a good listener or you want to talk about yourself, the only people you're going to be around are submissive people. Says dating expert Stephanie Alexander, the founder of WomenSavers.com, to out cheating and unethical guys. And dating mistake number 7, the last one here. The Mr. Control Freak. Who is he? Going out with this man like dating a boa constrictor. You know what a boa constrictor is, right? At first, he's embraced, may seem warm and secure. Before long, you'll be suffocating. Ouch. He'll start going with the restaurants he chooses, movies he picks, hanging out with his friends. Eventually, he'll try to dictate everything from what you wear and how you spend your free time. That guy right there will destroy you. Mentally, psychologically, emotionally, and even take a toll on your health. Why would you want to date a bad boy like this? What makes this guy appealing? So we're going to go ahead. Let's go ahead and read on. He's trying to get you to be who you are not. Psychotherapist, psychiatrist explained. One day you wake up and you're like, where did I go? I don't even know what I like to eat anymore. All right? How he lure you in at this, all this statement is certainly flattering. He flatters. He's sweet, talking, flattering. After all, he must really love you if he's so concerned about you, to take care of you and want to be with you all the time, right? He doesn't love you. This Mr. Control Freak doesn't love you. Spot him before you're hooked. He insists on orchestrating all your dates, tells you how to dress and act around his friends. Ouch. Even if you've been on a few dates, he phones frequently, has memorized your schedule. He's suspicious of any relationship you have with other guy. He expects you to agree with him, and if you don't, he tries to convince you you're wrong. Run, don't walk away. With a control freak, you have to give up more and more of your separate experience, separate activities, separate friends. And then it goes deeper in separate thoughts, feeling until you're emotionally micromanaged. And that will not work. Okay, now we're going to go ahead and read some other stories off of Quora, all right? Now, why do women put up with horrible guys and ignore the good ones? Now, women are the gatekeepers of bedroom fun. Women choose who they want to have a relationship with. If a man initiates his interest in her, she either accepts or rejects him. Did you get this? It's her choice, not his. If the man turns out to be a dirtbag, it's her choice. She'll let him in. If a woman refuses to acknowledge their failures and bad choice by blaming a man they choose as the problem, if your baby daddy isn't worth anything, then why'd you let him into your birth canal? And why'd you have a kid with them? All right. No doubt men can be dirtbags all the time. Men do dirty things all the time. If you don't want dirtbags, stop having bedroom fun with dirtbags. Go get the nice guys. Nice ones. You are going to come out further in life when you're with a nice guy. If you don't want dirtbag husbands, then stop marrying dirtbags. If you don't want dirtbags fathering your children, stop letting dirtbags impregnate you. It's simple. Well, I want to be a mother. Then I want to go find Mr. Right to clean up the mess that he made. And then I'm going to have that dirtbag guy on the side. If I want to go procreate with him, I can. Listen, you can't have your cake and eat it. And you want to know why men act like dirtbags? Because women reward them for acting like dirtbags. Women give dirtbags a lot of bedroom fun, a lot of attention, a lot of difference and respect. And when you reward a dirtbaggery, you get dirtbags. Simple. It's simple. See? And think about this. If overnight, instead of women rewarding dirtbags with bedroom fun, they get rewarded with kind and most loving, caring, honest, hardworking men, socially responsible men of society, all the children will be loved and cared for, and all women loved and protected. So ladies, step up to the plate and choose the good men for once, instead of mess with bad boys that you complain so much about. That would be a real change for better for everyone. And did you know these bad boys wound up in penitentiary almost 90% of the time? Look it up. Furthermore, such behavior would facilitate creating more good men, and it would incentivize positive behavior from men at the same time stigmatizing bad behavior women claim to hate. You see, women, it starts with you. Okay? The problem is that women don't hate such behavior. They do. Their lust for Chad, bad boy, gangbanger, thug, criminal, ex-con, etc. overcomes any hatred for bad behavior by these men. Tingles override logic and reason, and when the relationship falls apart, there are plenty of betas out there willing to rescue them. Used to believe good, honest women sometimes make bad choices. Now I know it is not true. This may be true for a very few, but many more women pretend they don't want dirtbags. Years of their choice, evidence contrary. Dirtbags choose dirtbags. Okay? Women should never lower standards unless the guy is really cute and has options, then degrade yourself. And, anyways, this is a typical bad boy talk right here. All right? I hate giving whatever. The taste of whatever makes me literally gag. The guy I'm seeing expects me to do him fully, and he takes half hour. I choke. All right? I try to complain that I'm gagging on him. And he'll say he'll bedroom fund her soon. Don't worry. Expects me to continue. So how did I tell him I can't do that so long? Take note. And anyways, so even this female right here even said straight up facts. I tell women you cannot be a victim to the same thing more than once. Doing so makes you a repeat offender who is slow to learn. So I have to agree with this right here. Some women never learn. Same for men. And I am a good, honest woman, as you say. I've been married twice, picked men I thought were kind, who turned out not to be so after a few months. How to give bedroom fun away or children, just to keep them low. I have 4 beautiful daughters who are grown and successful. Women stay with men who are mean because they feel that that's what all they deserve because of their upbringing. Women are not stupid or weak. It is how they've been raised and conditioned. Watch what you say. I don't know. I'm puzzled about this. So look at this. Men who are nice, decent guys were also raised and conditioned to be nice, sweet, and shy around women. It's not their fault. Yet women and men shame and blame and blame those men for not knowing any better. Well, you get tit for tat. And anyways, you never get to who chooses the luxury of choosing from the men who initially choose to date her first, right? You agree with me that man makes the first move, the woman accepts or rejects. True? You women never get to choose. They have the luxury of choosing from the men who initially choose to date her first. Me, they do in the USA, but not very often. But again, that guy had said something wrong. Women choose from the crop of men that is on an offer. Some are really good and interesting men aren't available. Either they're already taken or the women aren't dropping into their radars. That's true. Maybe those women being, I don't know, and I don't know by dirtbags have something to do with that. And here is the consequences. Maybe these women being whatever used up by dirtbags have something to do with that. I've seen this. Women getting the trains pulled by bad boys, end up with kids, then suddenly want those 9 to 5 hard-working squares who are family-oriented. Why didn't they think of those guys 5 to 7 years ago? Now, I'm pretty sure Spring Pebble is a female. All right. I'm pretty sure she's a female. All right. What they do is nice or sweet man until women are attached. That is, they bring out the monster. That's true, right? I know I'm in a situation now. I'm toughing it out. I can make him see from my point of view. Our relationship was very rough for me until recently. We would fight every day. He was out and about. Last year, I seen a vast improvement after 5 years. My last boyfriend had a weapon to my head. You know, ouch. She was putting in a, waking up and sleeping position because we got in a fight. Well, basically, the guys they're being nice at first until a female is basically trapped. Not really true, okay? Which is sad. Any guy who wants to jump in a relationship is a red flag to me. Well, who chose that guy? You did. My BF begged me for 3 weeks to get me to date him. I was resistant at first, super hesitant to get into any relationship. Not everyone's the same. His brother and his girlfriend have been together longer than he, and he's a total bad boy. You see what I'm talking about? She attracted bad boys after bad boys after bad boys after bad boys. Okay? And get this. Get this. I don't like him and never will. He never liked to come around. Once he started to gripe about women in my home, I asked if he could change the subject. She's trying to change a bad boy here. They start yelling at me. I have a right that, we're not pointing, but you came over here to my place, her place. So she's walking on eggshells. She chose the bad boys. She's walking on eggshells. The nice guys that are 9 to 5, bringing in money, doing everything that society says to do, and can never get a woman or cannot even get a girlfriend. But you put them in the friend zone. And you're paying for your place, you're paying for your bills, you're paying for your water, you buy the food, but you invite this dirtbag over to your house and you're walking on eggshells. So, anyways, so you cannot tell me I have no right. He went and told his girlfriend what. He talked to another girl, a bad girl, and made her look bad, which it didn't work because she knows him. It made him look even worse. Yeah, I deal with terrible men on a daily. I told my boyfriend, men like your brother treat women like crap and then talk short about them when they get sick of it and leave. In my opinion, you deserve it. Next time he does it, I'm going to quiz him. Listen, woman, let him go seek individual therapy counseling sessions. I see the way you treat women while you about leaving you. Luckily, no one has to effing killed you because it does cross my mind a lot. This woman right here needs to go and get individual counseling for herself. There's programs out there to help pay for the sessions. There's programs out there. There are programs out there to help you pay for the individual counseling session. So, this Frank fella said, I have a solution. The day that you become the opposite, leave him. Don't try to change him. You can't fix him. Women make a mistake of trying to change guys and fix bad boy guys and turn them into nice guys. Women, do you have a training? Do you have a certificate? Do you have schooling to change guys that you think that are cute into guys that you want? Listen. You know what? I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna go ahead and read what he says here. Why in the heck are you writing about it instead of leaving? Both of you girls have issues that lack common sense. Amen to this. So MJ Buchanan is a female. Maybe I met a dirtbag guy and dumped him. His move-in afterward was a borderline drunk, washed-up stripper with a kid dog who stayed at his house long enough to establish residency and live for free. She stole him from a dating site, said she was a PhD nurse practitioner, hasn't worked in a year, his own charity and welfare. Women like these guys. And you want to share him with her? A decent guy will not let that happen. Oh, that'd be true. Although I heard that poor child will. Now, I'm sorry for coughing. So, I'm going to go ahead and, where is the period at? Okay. From my observation of the world, the reason why they go after bad boys and liars and F-boys, because they like being disrespected. They feel like being treated like that, like they are a lesser person, and hate men who treat them like equals because it gives them a reason to blame men because they date bad men and they can say that all men are bad. That's my sentiment exactly. And the women are allowed to do that. If I date a bad woman and say all women are bad, and that's wrong. Why are women allowed to see all the men that are bad? Because they specifically go to guys who are bad for them. All right, here you go. Then we blame the nice guys, and they get blamed because they go after the bad, and because they went after the bad guys, they're doing something to communicate with the nice guys have no interest. That's simping right there. No, nice guys are not going to go out and simp for you, okay? And so they don't want men, they want men's money, and usually the F boys and guys that will give a F about anyone having money because they're not afraid to offend someone because they don't care about consequences. So, all right. But for some reason, the same guys who treat their girlfriend like dirt and basically verbally abuse them on a daily basis, she stays with them. This is where you mess up, women, right there. This is where you mess up. You give your best years to these guys, then whenever you're damaged and with trauma from previous relationship after relationship after relationship, bad train wreck after train wreck after train wreck. Really, what gives? Um, Anyways, there are 12 good guys chasing after her. When women don't want a man, they only want a bad boy that treats them like garbage with a lot of money. Really? So really, and that's the reason why most men are choosing to be single forever because girls don't want a good man. The bad girls don't want good men. They don't want men that truly take care of them and that are nice to them. They don't want to lie to them because they want something from you. Of course, all you girls fall for those lies and then get hurt. And it's surprising when they're lying, even though he wasn't making any effort to get you to know you personally. He was giving you compliments and I guess that shows how you get girls to bed. You give her a compliment. And a liar, Then when it's all over, just disappear because that's what they want. So yes, because why else would a good man get thrown away? We're nothing but an object to women. Women, nothing but a thrill, a quick cash grab. The only way to stop women from disrespecting us is stop giving them our money. I thought they were all strong, independent women. So why in the hell do they want to need sugar daddies like genuinely? I don't understand why women think having a sugar daddy is independent. So Lavanya posted in November. As if it's true, women only want to attract bad people, men. That's their choice is to attract more problems and troubles. Because bad people purposely, on purpose, cause problems. Truth is, nobody likes problems. Neither girls, women, and girls get tricked and fooled by bad men by their good acting. Are you taking notes and thinking that they're good men instead of bad men? They're like wolves in sheep's clothing that can actually manifest themselves into a big monster. Okay? Because nobody wants to live with bad people anyways, and it applies the same for girls. It's something that girls should be able to understand and prove easily. If anything, stop making girls and women seem as non-intelligent and brainless for that. I have known boys and men that have been tricked by girls as well. Scroll down and see proof in this website. Just both genders, their parents should be more alert and careful of their future partner intentions and thoughts, nothing more and nothing less. So, so yes, and I do agree to a certain extent. Do you have any explanation why women would be attracted to criminals, ex-con, thugs, drug addicts, players, bad boys? You've seen it, so have I. Why would a woman date a tatted up ex-con for the tingles? What's that ex-con going to offer you other than playing with your mind and messing you up emotionally, psychologically, mentally, and put you on antidepressants? Then the nice guy has to clean up his mess. Really? There are a lot of dodgy, dishonest men out there. Trust me on that. There are a lot of those out there. I'm going to give you an example. Jeremy Meeks was convicted of murder. And this photo of his mugshot kept going around, and many women were fascinated, um, factuating, imagining that guy being a baby daddy of their children. A man who just got out of prison. And living in a society, you'll eventually run into a lot of liars, grifters, boozers, pillheads, con artists, worst of all, a small number of violent people. Nobody denies this. Everybody spends a lot of time blaming them, pushing back at them, even jailing them. Yeah, you could try to change them, whatever, but you cannot change and fix everybody. If you ain't got the training, if you ain't went to school for the training, why would you want to? Why would you want to do that and make yourself the next patient at a therapist's office? Furthermore, yes, a certain number of women out there like bad boys, and they are free to like who they like as long as they don't go crying for sympathy about the oblivious consequences, which they do anyways. And they have parents and relatives who say things, stay away from those troublemakers. But they chaffe at parental guidance and rebel against it, and then later act if nobody had warned them in the first place. All right? Now, maybe you can listen to me talk about this. People have love deny that certain number of women out there who also have put it kind of broken danger detectors where they can't seem to realize someone else's bad news. Another group of women, though there some overlap, these group will willfully ignore man's obvious red flags and assume he won't hurt me because I can control him with my magic peace sleeve. Well, sorry. That isn't a very smart strategy to hang your safety and well-being upon. And just remember, you're not the only one. You got other ones lined up to take your spot. Now, I knew one woman who had disastrous luck to possess all three traits: an attraction to bad boy, her words, a broken danger detector, and a belief that her peace leave would help her control her man. She had two contradictory ideas in her head, which were, I like bad boys because they follow their own rules, tee hee hee. And my peace sleeve would protect me because he followed that rule, tee hee hee. And predictably, it never worked out for her because he doesn't follow your rules, miss. And what about other magic peace sleeve out there on the planet Earth? Is he immune to those? No. She lived her early 20s like that, despite everybody around her warning her about what she was doing, including myself. She had a stupid fantasy which she preferred more than actual reality she was living in. She had voluntarily become a brainless, easy woman to a series of bad boys. And she continued doing this no matter how many lousy experience and black eyes she'd got. She was being abused. She had black eyes. She had never called the authorities. And she already hit the wall. She's obese, broke, single mom. Nobody wants her. Nobody wants her. No, I don't get why a lot of women do that. Probably because they have little girl mentality. Feminism. Feminism program women to be like little girls in a grown adult body. I like good people, so I don't know what is wrong with these girls who choose bad over good. I mean, this is very serious. Now, um, I don't know. Women, if you go out picking bad boys and going to bars and trying to find Mr. Right, he won't be there. He will not be there. He will not be there waiting on you. He will not be there waiting on you. Do you know where Mr. Right will be at? He will be at home cooking. He will be at a retailer grocery shopping for his house. He will be at the gym working out. He will be out enjoying his own walk, hiking. Where are you? So you choose bad over good, you are in for a rude awakening. So I'm glad you got a chance to listen to my message today. Why do beautiful women choose bad boys and thugs and criminals and pillheads and all that? Men who has no ambition to become better versions of themselves. Why do you want to choose that? Why? What are you getting out of this? What are you getting out of this? You're not going to okay. I'm going to go ahead and exit this program, but you are not. I repeat, you can't change bad boys. It is not your job to rehabilitate criminals.